All right, so we've got our classrooms active. We've adjusted the settings. We have worked on our schedules so that all of these sessions are scheduled for every school day for the full academic year. We've hopefully built some initial scenes from our allowed or our blocked websites list. And so now there's two more settings before we get into an actual class session. There are two more settings that I want to go through that can really help in terms of automating and also not letting a bunch of reports build up. So let's get into that. From this settings, if I would like every single class session to just start up assuming the allowed websites list, assuming that they're going to be working on essentials of my lesson, I can go to settings and set a default scene. And then for this class, every single day at the bell, I can set it to go to my most restrictive allowed websites list and click save. I'm going to do this for all of my sections just because I would rather start restrictives to set the tone and then be able to pull back if the need presents itself, rather than having to become more restrictive during the class period, because that can reflect as punitive, whereas all we're trying to do is keep them on pace or on track. So that's how you're going to do that for every single one of your sections. You'll click settings, set a default scene, and select whatever scene you choose. That way you can really control what the environment will be from bell to bell. Now, one more setting that I would like to address before we move forward into actual sessions is I want to go to Edit Class, and there's one tab we haven't touched yet, and that's Reporting. I would highly recommend turning this setting off. This is where you can enable session report emails. This means at the end of every single block, you will get an email sent to you with a report of the overall class stats for the way that GoGuardian was utilized in your class. In my experience, this is something that I would rather access myself when I need to, rather than having to regularly go like 4 or 5 times a day and having to just delete something that I'm not really ready to utilize at that time so that emails don't add up. So if I want to go to any sort of reporting, I can always just go to this tab and select my criteria. I'll have a video on how to do that effectively in a future video. But for now, I would highly recommend for all of your classes, save yourself the email traffic and just go ahead and disable session report emails. I think that'll help a lot. Next video is going to be going into an actual session and all the things we can utilize within that. And so I will see you there.